What is happening, guys? It's your boy TC back with another video. It's okay. I'm on the video now. Sorry about that, guys. It's your boy TC back with another video. So we face Watford on Saturday, tomorrow that is. And basically Watford have been a thorn in our backside. Of course, we do remember the comments that were made by Deeney last season about Arsenal lacking cojones. So it's going to be an interesting meeting. Of course, Deeney himself is actually picked up an injury in the last game that they played. And he basically stated that he will be taking injections for this game. He's eager to face Arsenal, and he's very keen to play Arsenal. We obviously know he's obviously going to be hyped up for this whole game. So let's just look at some stats really in regards to our past meetings with Watford. In the last 6 matches, we've won 3 games. Well, we've lost 3 games to Watford, really. We've won 3 games to them. Obviously, Deeney, as mentioned, is the main threat from Watford. Obviously, as I've mentioned as well, he's reportedly picked up a knock, and he's looking to take injections, morphine, I'm guessing, or some sort of strong painkiller injection to face Arsenal. So Arsenal, as it stands at the moment, we've won 6 games on the bounce, and this is in all competitions. It's an impressive little run that we're currently on. Could we possibly stretch this tiny little run up to about 10 games? You never know. So hopefully we can certainly pick up these 3 points from this particular game. So as it stands, really, Watford are sitting in 4th. Let me just take a look at the table. I'm just bringing up the Premier League table as it stands. Watford are sitting in 4th, and they currently have 13 points. That's from a possible 6 games. We are only a point behind from the 4th position. So if we do beat Watford tomorrow and Saturday, we will find ourselves jumping into 4th. I'm hoping, based on the fact that if Tottenham lose, hopefully they will certainly lose their game. We are currently sitting in 6th, behind them in 5th, purely down to goal difference. We've got the same amount of points. They've lost the same amount of games as us. So hopefully we can certainly push on and get into that top 4. But I've mentioned that if we find ourselves in the top 4 around Christmas time, we will certainly state or put a big claim in getting back into that position on a permanent basis. If we get to Christmas, we can certainly hold on. Roughly around November, December time, that's when our wheels tend to fall off. This has happened countless amounts of seasons where we found ourselves pretty much in some seasons, really, we were top of the league at Christmas. Just before Christmas, sorry, and then it gets to that Christmas period, the busy period, and then we find ourselves falling off. And basically, this is something that we need to change. It's a sort of, to me, it's a mentality thing. It's a psychological thing. The new manager certainly does need to address this and certainly try and keep the team stable at that particular, well, during that particular period. I'm not too sure what the fixtures look like at that point, but let's just take a look to see what the fixtures will be during that period, which is not that far, to be honest. So we're now going into October. So the Christmas period is certainly around the corner. It is a very busy period, but let's just take a look to see what we do have coming up. So of course, as I've mentioned, we do have Watford as the last game of September. In October, we've got Fulham, Leicester City, which are a slight bogey team, really, and then Crystal Palace as well, which are games I do expect to pick up some points from. And then we go to the most important month, which is December. So the 1st of December, we kick off this December, really, with Tottenham. And then we have Man United. After that, we do have Huddersfield. And then we have Southampton, Burnley, Brighton, and then Liverpool on the 29th of December. So December is going to be a very pivotal month, in my opinion. Some tough and easy fixtures in there, but nothing is easy in the Premier League. Burnley, of course, will be a tricky situation. Southampton, again, away, will be a very tricky situation. But my hope is to get to the Christmas period or beyond the Christmas period within the top 4 itself. So Saturday will be a stepping stone towards that by beating Watford. We know last season they beat us at their home ground, and we obviously returned the favour by beating them at the Emirates, but it's going to be a tricky situation, of course. Obviously, we do know that Watford themselves have started really well within the Premier League. People were talking or comparing them to Leicester City, the team that won the league a couple of years ago. I'm not too sure if you can compare them. That team was certainly really, really good. Looking back in hindsight now, it was a brilliant team, but they've obviously stumbled here and there. I don't think you can certainly compare them to that Leicester team, but season is still very, very young, only 6 games in as we speak, so it's going to be a tricky situation. As mentioned as well, Troy Deeney will be 100% fired up for this game. So Troy Deeney as well obviously seems to be the talking point of this particular preview. He has been talking about, in recent weeks, he has been talking about the inclusion of Danny Welbeck in the England squad. So a lot of people tend to think that Danny Welbeck is just occupying a spot in the England team that can be utilised by another player. He only played 4 minutes at the World Cup, which was absolutely astonishing, but he does fit into the mould of that substitute player that is needed at international level. He's a player at a very, very good level. Of course, as mentioned in previous videos, I've been definitely critical of Danny Welbeck, but so far this season, he's been in magnificent form so far. He's scored 4 goals in all competitions. Is it because he's playing for a contract? I don't know. His contract is definitely up for renewal, or his contract is coming to an end in the summer. And there's this whole thing of players that seeming to play slightly a bit better in the last 12 months of their contract, which leads me to think that he's certainly playing for a contract renewal, or he's playing out of his skin to secure a deal at another top club. But Troy Deeney's basically voiced his own opinions in regards to Danny Welbeck being picked in the England squad. And Danny Welbeck himself has hit back, and he said basically it's got nothing to do with him. All he does is focus on playing football, and that definitely merits him getting into the England squad. He doesn't pick the team. And another question I wanted to bring forward was, would you guys want to see Danny Welbeck starting in this game? As mentioned, he's been in fine form. Could we then possibly, this is just a possibility, with the whole Ramsey thing going on, could we possibly then see Ramsey dropped, Lacazette playing just behind Aubameyang in that 10 position, Welbeck on the left, Ozil on the right, or put Ozil back in the 10 position centrally and having Danny Welbeck on the left, Aubameyang on the right, Lacazette up top as the lone striker? Will that work? Just a proposal, just a little thought that I'm having here, but I would like to certainly see him get a league start. He's been very, very useful in a couple of games so far, but I definitely want to see him get a little start within the league. So just to talk about some team news, brief team news really. Said Kolasinac is now back with the team. He was on the bench against Brentford in the week, so he's now back with the team. Will he dislodge Nacho Monreal in that left back position? We don't know. Socrates should be fit to face Watford. He picked up a knock last week in the league when he hobbled off. I think that was against Everton. I'm not too sure. I can't really remember, but he picked up a knock. I know he definitely ended up getting substituted, so he's definitely fit to face Watford this weekend. Let's talk about my predicted starting 11 before we close off this this live stream. So I'm expecting Petr Cech to return to goal. Right back, Hector Bellerin will come back into the team. Most likely it will be Socrates and Mustafi in defence. Nacho Monreal, of course, will be playing at left back. Granit Xhaka will come back into the team most likely. We might see Torreira get another start in the league. So that is something that's in the balance, or we might see Guendouzi come back in. I'm not too sure in regards to that particular position. In the the attackers behind the striker, Aubameyang, of course, fine form, scoring goals, as well as the man on the screen, Lacazette. He's in fine form, so he should be coming back into the team. Ramsey, not too sure, a bit doubtful, but we may see Ozil and Mkhitaryan starting this game. Obviously, there's this whole Ramsey situation going on, so I don't see him starting this game. Maybe the manager would want the dust to settle, even though the manager did come out and he did state that he's not concerned about player contracts. All he's worried about is actually focusing on the games and the next game and the next game and the next game. This is when a question was presented to him by a journalist in regards to the Danny Welbeck and Aaron Ramsey situation in terms of their contracts. So might see Aaron Ramsey dropped, maybe, I'm not too sure, but if that is the case, I'd like to see Ozil return centrally and we can see Mkhitaryan out wide on the right hand side of the pitch. So as usual guys, please do let me know what you think in the comments below. If you're watching this video and you're not subscribed to the channel, please do make sure that you do hit that subscribe button. So once again guys, it's your boy TC from I'm Gonna Talk TV and I'm out.